Alright guys, Tush coming at you Thursday, April 27th, just after 6:15, and waiting on a thunderstorm. Warmest day of the year today was 29 degrees Celsius for a little bit of period of time. Anyway, so it was around 85, 86 degrees, but now it's cooled off significantly. We're down to about 20 degrees Celsius, and like I said, it's getting pretty black outside, and we're under a thunderstorm watch. So we'll keep an eye on that. Anyway, back out in the garage to work on the front suspension components, and what we're going to do, as mentioned last night, is we're going to take the best bits from this pile and we're going to substitute them with the not so good bits in this pile. So that's what we're going to get to. I need to break down a few of these units. I'm going to probably start working on these upper control arms over here and break those down to see what kind of condition they're in. And then we'll start swapping stuff out. So let me get to doing that, and I'll bring you back when we start swapping stuff out. See, I think I jinxed it. As soon as I said that about it thunderstorming and rain, it starts to rain. So it's going to get sunny out now. So we'll see what happens now. Okay guys, so here's the drill. So on the right hand side are the parts that I want to replace. And you can see I've just marked them. Those are the originals that came off the car. I've just marked them with some white paint. As I mentioned, I like to keep the originals with the car. Just from a fitment perspective, if I have issues fitting the replacement parts, I always like to go back and see what came off the car. So anyway, I've determined that these pieces are better. As you can see, the mounting holes are not elongated. There's very little meat on the end of this guy right here. If you can see, it's pretty close to ripping out. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace these that came off the car with these that I had in the parts stash. Same with the upper fulcrum pin. This one looks better than this one, so we're going to replace that one as well. So that's what we're going to do, is we're just going to replace parts. You can see I've got all the parts marked there on the floor that came off the car. Not that I'm going to exchange all of them, I just wanted to indicate what came off the car so I don't get them mixed up with the other parts. Anyway, so I'm just going to basically throw these replacement parts back on the floor in the pile that they belong in. So that's the drill. Alright guys, I'm on to the vertical link selection, and as you can see, this is the one that came off the car. So I've got, these are handed, so I've got 3 to choose from the driver's side. And what I'm looking for here is a number of different things. The first thing I'm looking at is the amount of wear on the actual stub axle itself. And on here you can see, I don't know if you can see that very well, but there's some marks, some score marks from the bearing on that one, and even a little bit of heat indications. This one looks pretty good. I've just cleaned it up with a little bit of WD-40, and this one looks a little scored up as well. So from a stub axle perspective, that one's looking like it's the winner so far. The other thing I check is the straightness of the axle itself. So this one looks pretty straight. I also check the top here to see if this is wallowed out or how off center this hole is. That one looks to be okay. And I also check the condition of the threads, the threaded portion that goes into the trunnion, to see what that looks like, as long as it's not rusted and pitted. This one here looks like it's a winner, so we're going to probably go with that one. We'll throw the other 2 as backups in the bin, and we'll proceed with that one. We do have new trunnions to install, so we'll see how those fit when we get to that point. But anyway, this one's a winner so far for the driver's side. I only have 1 backup for the passenger side, so we'll see which is the best of the 2. Alright guys, we'll come back. Alright guys, we've swapped out the parts that we wanted to, and we've got the best of everything that I've got. Doesn't look like much now, but once we get it out of the sandblasting cabinet and get it painted up, it'll be good as new and good for another 50 years. I do have obviously new front discs for this car in the house. I do need the hubs, so we'll have to separate those at some point. I do have another set of hubs around as well, maybe even 2 sets, so we'll take a look at what the best hubs are, and we'll proceed accordingly on those as well. So I think what we're going to do now is the big boring part is getting the sandblast cabinet ready to go. I've got this spring plate down in here. It's almost completed. You can see that down there. It's almost completely stripped. Just a little bit more work on the bottom, and that'll be done. We're not going to go crazy and completely clean it, but we'll get it as good as we can without going overboard. It can still have a little bit of dirt left on it. I don't care. Anyway, so that's what that looks like. So we're going to make all the rest of the bits look like that as well. We're going to take care, obviously, not to sandblast any of the machine parts. We'll make sure we tape those up. Usually we'll tape up the where the bushings ride as well. So yeah, anywhere where it's a machine part or where a bushing slips in, we tend not to try not to sandblast that. So that's it for now, guys. We'll get to work. Alright guys, a little before and after comparison of the upper control arms. Obviously nice and clean, inside and out, versus lots of rusty, grimy bits. So happy with that. So I thought I'd talk about what I was planning on doing as far as paint's concerned. And I thought about maybe trying this stuff out. This is an implement and equipment enamel for tractors and farm machinery. It's satin black. So I was thinking of giving that a shot and seeing how it hardens on this stuff and how chip resistant it is. It apparently does have rust resistant properties to it as well. So it's abrasion resistant, non-toxic for farm equipment and machinery, metal trim, pipes, railings, storage tanks, etc. So anyway, I thought I might give that a try. I'll let you know how it goes. Well, pretty early night, guys, but I think I'm going to call it a night because it's thunder and lightning outside, and it's probably not a good idea to have your arms stuck inside a big metal cabinet with the doors open. I'm just thinking that's probably not a good idea. So I think we'll call it a night. We'll let the storm pass. I won't be able to paint tonight anyway. It's too humid out. So I think what we'll do is we'll just call it a night. I was working on the control lever for the steering down there. So we'll just give up on that for tonight. We'll get back out here tomorrow. I've got some other bits here on the table that I'm just wire brushing before they go in the cabinet. The only thing I've got done tonight is that lower spring pan, like I said, and that part of the upper control arm. So we just got those separated over here just to get them out of the way. And we'll get back out here tomorrow. Alright guys, that's it for tonight. I don't even know if I did a T minus. I don't think I did. When I think of it, 143. April 27th, T minus 143. The days are going by like the sands in an hourglass. Alright guys, Friday, April 28th, just coming up to 6:45. And check the calendar over here. We are on T minus 142. And nothing too exciting happening in the garage tonight. We're just out here wire brushing parts initially. And then we're throwing them in the blasting cabinet. We've got a start, I think, from last night on the steering arm in here. So we're going to finish that up, and we're just going to continue on cleaning up parts. I think what we'll do is we'll clean up the driver's side parts, and then we'll probably get those into paint, if it's warm enough, at least. And then we'll move on to cleaning up all the passenger side. Like I said, nothing too exciting, but it's got to be done. Just so you know, if you think that sandblasting is glamorous, it's anything but. It's very tedious, very time-consuming, back-breaking, sort of hunched over that cabinet looking into the glass for hours on end. Not fun, but I sure like the end product. So we're going to continue. Alright guys, Saturday, April 29th, T minus 141, and today is frame day. It looks like we'll be going up to get the frame from Sean's place in Queensville, so just waiting for Les to show up with the truck, and we're going to go pick up the trailer to pick up the frame. So that's the plan for today. We thought we would do it today because it's supposed to be nasty and rainy tomorrow. So we'll try to get it done sooner than later while we've got the time to do it. So anyway, just waiting for Les. Maybe we'll take a little bit of footage along the way if Les is on his best behavior. Les is on a diet.
Yeah.
So he's cranky. He's eating his tuna fish, whole wheat, pita thing.
Yeah.
I think he'd rather having a
flatbread it's called.
Big, juicy bacon cheeseburger.
Right.
And a beer.
Tell him, well, I've lost 15 pounds in 2 weeks.
15 pounds.
In 2 weeks.
Alright guys, coming up to 7 p.m. Feeling a little tired tonight. It's been a day of heavy lifting, let's say, and moving stuff about. So as you can see, we've managed to get the new frame in the garage. We've got it up on some sawhorses, so it's looking good. It's an original frame, but it's been modified somewhat. It's got some extra gusseting and extra supports in it. For those of you that know these frames, you'll probably see some of the areas that have had some attention given to them. In particular, this area back here, this is new. This is strengthening. This is completely new, so this is strengthening as well. It's also been boxed in all the way underneath these cross members, so that's a good thing. The diff mounts have also been boxed in. I'll probably be able to show you that once I get the frame flipped over to get the differential in, or at least we'll give you a shot up at it. So it looks pretty good. It's in pretty good shape. It could probably use a good cleaning. I've sort of cleaned an area up here, so it looks pretty good. We may just do a quick scrub with a Scotch-Brite and give it a quick shot of paint before we actually mount anything to it. So I'm happy with it. So thanks very much, Sean. It's going to work out well for my project. So anyway, we're putting it to good use. So that's about it for now, guys. I think what we're going to do is just organize the garage a bit better and maybe move some of these bins back underneath the frame just so I can get to my sandblaster and continue on with my sandblasting work. That's it for now. Pretty. So we have the compressor just charging up. We're going to continue with our sandblasting efforts. But I thought I would tell you about my decision now as far as paint for the suspension components. I originally was going to use this equipment enamel for farm equipment, but the problem with that is I really want to spray this product, and in order to spray this it's got to be thin, and then it's got to have an enamel hardener added to it, neither of which I don't have, so that's a problem. So I decided that I would just go with something like this Krylon instead, with a proper primer for it. So we've got a few cans of Krylon to do the suspension parts with. I also bought some grease and wax remover, and I also bought some new gloves and some lint-free shop towels to clean parts off with. So we're all set up as far as painting is concerned, but we're really waiting for some temperature now. It's fairly cold out in the garage. It's only about 50 degrees out here, so going to drop down probably to about 30 degrees tonight. So we're going to probably just continue to clean parts, and then when we have a warm day we'll go ahead and paint. But that's the decision on the paint for now, so we hope that works okay. Hey, good morning, guys. Touch coming at you Sunday, April 30th, just coming up to 9:30 in the morning. We're at T-minus 140, almost end of April. So just back in the garage this morning. We're going to get the compressor started up. We're going to continue sandblasting. We're going to try to finish up the driver's side front suspension components today, and then move on to the passenger side components that are waiting here patiently. Maybe we'll start those later this afternoon if we have a good day out here. It's an absolutely crappy day today. It's only about +7 degrees Celsius out, so that's about, I don't know, somewhere around 45 degrees Fahrenheit. It's obviously wet and rainy and a little windy as well, so not very pleasant in the garage today. We do expect a couple people to stop by the garage today. I got a gentleman looking for a steering rack for a TR6, and we should have an arrival of some more parts for the 59 TR3 project that we've just got on hold temporarily. We've got some really nice wire wheels coming for that, wire wheels and tires, so we'll have to find some space to store those things. Maybe we'll just stick them in the trailer for now, although the trailer's getting pretty full too. Anyway, we're going to get to charging up the compressor, and we'll start getting back to sandblasting that driver's side suspension parts. Alright, we'll bring you back with an update later on. So there's what we have left to go on the driver's side front suspension. As I'd mentioned, I'm giving the sandblaster a head start by doing a little bit of wire brushing and grinding on the parts before I put them in the sandblaster cabinet. So here's what we've got done. I just moved them over here temporarily. So there's the selection of the driver's side components that are complete and getting ready for paint when it's warm enough. So we'll just keep continuing on as long as we can. Like I said, we're hoping to get this done, and then we'll move on to the passenger side. Try a little sandblaster cam. definitely taken a lot of time to do this, but the results are pretty obvious and something I wouldn't want to skip. So obviously took me about 2 hours to do this piece alone. And there's the after, and you can see what we're starting with. So obviously it looks significantly better once it's blasted of all that rust and debris. So it's worthwhile. But I figure by the time I'm done all the suspension parts, I'll probably have about 60 hours in just cleaning and sandblasting. Anyway, got to be done. Alright guys, Sunday afternoon around 3:30 or so, and I just had another parts delivery. So we've got new wheels for the 59 TR3A project, so we're going to go with wires on that, which will be new for me. So thanks Frank for dropping those by. So those will look good on the 59 when it's done. So just want to give you a quick shot of those, and we'll go back to sandblasting. Alright guys, quick update for you. Sunday night, just about 8:30, and we've had a long day of sandblasting. We're almost complete on the driver's side now. We have one more piece to go, but I think we're going to call it a night. It's getting kind of late to be out in the garage. So we've got this lower control arm left to go. I would like to finish it tonight, but I think the compressor's running out of steam and I'm running out of steam at the same time. So we'll leave it till tomorrow, and we'll get out here and finish that up. Then we'll move on to the passenger side. Another couple days worth of blasting. Anyway, that's it for now guys. We'll upload this tonight just so you can see where I'm at. Nothing too exciting, but we'll post the progress. Have a good night. Thanks for watching.